Ngeba Sojola here. Now, when Russia started to conduct a special military operation in Ukraine, Russia had over 600 billion US dollars worth of money in Western institutions, right? This can be in Western banks, Western insurance companies, and Western investment companies, asset management, the whole shebang. So when the war started, Russia had about this money in their systems, right? Now, another notable thing is that Russia also had about 150 billion US dollars worth of gold, but this gold was situated in its country, within its own borders. Now, when the special military operation started in Ukraine, the first thing that Western institutions and the West did was to sanction Russia. Now, sanctioning in this case meant to be excluded from the SWIFT messaging system. Now, what is the SWIFT messaging system? SWIFT actually stands for Society Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication Messaging System. So basically, this is a system which financial institutions in the West use to some sort of transfer money from one bank to another, right? But when they transfer this money, right, it's in the form of messaging. So now one can think of the SWIFT system as a social media for financial institutions, which include banks, right? So basically, because the West controls this system, they were able to sanction Russia not to be able to use this system. So basically what this meant, it meant that the money that was in these Western institutions couldn't be accessed by Russia, right? So this means that Russia couldn't use the system to send money for trade, for investment, or for any other reason. So Russia was left out of the SWIFT system, right? Which basically this entailed the sanctions which was applied to Russia. So basically, when you are sanctioned by the West, it means that you are left out of the SWIFT system. It means that you cannot transfer your money from one institution to another, right? So basically, this is what it means when one is sanctioned. So the many people were sanctioned: the oligarchs, the billionaires, athletes, authors, some scientists were also sanctioned, but particularly the financial sanctions waged against Russia were of this nature. So basically, it meant they couldn't access Russia couldn't access the over 600 billion worth of money in Western institutions. Luckily, they had their own gold in their own country, right? And it also reminds me of a few things which happened a few years ago when Venezuela asked for its gold from the Bank of England again. They refused because somehow they didn't agree with certain policies. So another thing that happened when Germany found some American spies in Germany, right? They also demanded their return of their gold. So this was one way to evade the SWIFT system, to own your own gold, right? So please watch the next video for more information.